Hello, welcome to my English class, blended by Miss Thủy on NguyễnThanhThuỷ channel. English 11, Unit 9, the box office, grammar. Relative clauses, relative clauses, relative clauses. A relative clause follows a noun phrase. A relative clause follows a noun phrase. Relative pronouns, relative pronouns. Who, whom, which, that, whose, of which, where, why, when. Relative clauses consists of defining relative clause, defining relative clause, and non-defining relative clause, and non-defining relative clause. Now remember subject, object, verb, comma. Relative pronouns. Now I will show you how to use relative pronouns. Who, whom, which, that, whose. Relative clause, defining relative clause, and non-defining relative clause. We use who, that for people, which, that for things or animal as a subject. For example, the boy who lives next door is friendly. The boy that lives next door is friendly. The boy is noun. Who, that is subject. Lives, verb. Who, that lives next door is defining relative clause. It is a dream which came true. It is a dream that came true. A dream, noun, which, that subject, came, verb. Which, that came true is defining relative clause. But we use who for people, which for thing or animal as a subject. We don't use that or non-defining relative clause. Now we can compare which, that, who, or who, that, who, which, that, which. We don't use that, remember. For example, Peter, who lives next door, is friendly. Peter, who lives next door, is friendly. Peter is proper name. I trained the boy into Peter. So Peter is proper name, so I have to use comma. Who lives next door is non-defining relative clause. Peter is noun, who is subject, lives, verb. Because relative clause, non-defining relative clause in the middle of sentence, so we have two comma. Remember. That is my house, which is next to the post office. That is my house, which is next to the post office. My house. Possessive adjectives. My house. So we use comma. Which is next to the post office is non-defining clause. It's the end of the sentence, so we have one comma. My house is noun, which subject is verb. We use who, whom, that for people, which, that for things or animal as an object. For example, That is the girl whom I told you about. That is the girl who I told you about. That is the girl that I told you about. Whom that I told you about is defining resist clause. The girl's noun. Told verb, I subject. So whom that is object. In this situation, is object. You know, British people use whom that in this sentence, but American people use who that in this sentence. So Vietnamese people can use whom that's okay. This is the book which I like best. This is the book that I like best. The book is noun which that is object, I subject, like verb. Which that I like best is defining resist clause. Now compare. We use who, whom for people, which for thing or animal as an object. We don't use that or non-defining resist clause. You see, who, whom, that, but who, whom. Which, that, but which. For example, I met Tom, whom I knew at primary school. I met Tom, who I knew at primary school. You see, Tom is proper name. So have to use one comma. Whom I knew at primary school is non-defining resist clause. That coat which my mom gave me was lost. That coat which my mom gave me was lost. That coat, that coat, comma, is now which object, my mom subject, gave verb. You see, verb before verb subject and possess and resist pronoun is object. Which my mom gave me is non-defining resist clause. We use whose and now for possessive meaning. We have some people whose car broken down. You know, we have some people whose car broken down. People, whose car, whose after people. Whose car broken down is defining resist clause about possessive meaning. John found a cat whose leg was broken. John found a cat whose leg was broken. You see, a cat, whose. We can use whose after animal, an animal. Whose leg was broken down is defining resist clause. I see whose now after is a verb. Remember, we can use whose now for after people or an animal or something that is can act, can move. The same with non-defining resist clause. We use whose for possessive meaning. For example, Mr. Smith, whose son is my classmate, is an actor. Mr. Smith, whose son is my classmate, is an actor. Mr. Smith is proper name, so I use comma. To comma. Whose son is my classmate is non-defining resist clause. Whose after the name of the person. That is her dog whose ears are very big. That is her dog whose ears are very big. You know, her dog, comma, her dog, my dog, come. Who's after an animal whose ears are very big is non-defining rhetoric clause. The noun of which for possessing meaning. Now see the example. This is the greenhouse, the walls and roof of which are made of glass. This is the greenhouse, the wall and roof of which are made of glass. You see the house. Can the house move? No, the house cannot move. So we have to use the wall and roof of which, the noun of which. You see, the noun of which are made verb. The wall and roof of which are made of glass is defining rhetoric clause. The same as with non-defining rhetoric clause. We also use the noun of which for possessive meaning. For example, don't sit on that chair, the legs of which is broken. Don't sit on that chair, the leg of which is broken. That, comma. That chair, that chair cannot move. So we have to use the noun of which. The leg of which is broken is non-defining rhetoric clause. Now, how to write defining rhetoric clause? For example, I have two sentences. A girl was injured in the accident. She is now in hospital. You see, was in the past simple, is present simple. So, a girl, the same as she, so we cross she. A girl, cross she. Now in the first sentence and pronoun in the second sentence. A became the. A girl, the girl. Who or that was injured in the accident is now in hospital. We cannot change because the girl who was injured in the accident is now in hospital. The girl that was injured in the accident is now in hospital. Who that was injured in the accident is defining rhetoric clause. And we use past simple on defining rhetoric clause. And simple tense, present simple tense in the main clause. Now, how to write non-defining rhetoric clause? For example, I met Jane's father who worked at the university. You see, then father, Jane, proper name. The same as he, so I cross he. Underline Jane's father, cross he. So we can write, I met then father, Jane's proper name, so comma, who works at the university. I met Jane's father who works at the university. Who works at the university is non-defining rhetoric clause. Have comma. Now, for example, children enjoy reading the books. They have colored pictures. Children enjoy reading the books. They have colored pictures. You see, the book, the same as day, the book, day. So I underline the book, clock, underline now, clock, pronoun. And we can write, children enjoy reading the books. You see, underline the books which or that have colored pictures. Remember, which that have colored picture is defining racist clause. Defining racist clause behind the noun. You have underline. Understand? Now on non-defining racist clause. For example, last week I returned to my village. It is very quiet and peaceful. You see, my village, my, and I cross it. My village, it, the same. Underline noun and cross pronoun. So we can write, last week I returned to my village, comma, which is very quiet and peaceful. Last week I returned to my village, which is very quiet and peaceful. Which is very quiet and peaceful is non-defining racist clause. Stand behind my village. We underline before. Now remember, we use to find, we use defining racist clause to define noun phrase, noun or noun phrase. Again, we use defining racist clause to define noun or noun phrase. And we can use that replaces who, whom, which. We can use that replaces who, whom, which. And we have to use that after noun phrase, people and thing, superlative, the only, and noun, and quantities. For example, number. And now remember, we use non-defining racist clause to add information. With comma, we don't use that. Remember, now compare. Defining racist clause to define noun and noun phrase, but non-defining racist clause to add information. We use that to replaces who, whom, which, but we don't use that on non-defining racist clause. We have to use comma, one comma or two comma. Now you can read yourself. And with comma after noun phrase, proper name, this, that, these, those, and possessive. We have to use comma after proper name, this, that, these, those, possessive. Remember. Now exercise 1. What the words below mean? Use using the phrases from the box. Steal things from the shop. Design building is not pray. Pay rent to live in a house or flat. Break into a house to steal things. Buy something from a shop. For example, an architect. An architect is someone who designs building. Subject, an architect is someone who, and verb, Now please try to finish 5 sentences. Now we work together. A burglar is someone who breaks into the house to steal things. A customer is someone who buys things from the shop. A shoplifter is someone who steals things from a shop. A coward is someone who is not brave. A tenant is someone who pays rent to live in a house or a flat. Remember, write capital and full sentence with stop. For equivalent with full stop. Remember. Now exercise 2. Complete each sentence using who, whom, which, that, whose. Number 1. What is the name of the man? You know the man, people. Car you borrowed. So number 1. With you. Whose. What is the name of the man whose car you borrowed? Number 2. A pacifist is a person believes verb that all words are wrong. Remember, a pacifist is a person that believes that all words are wrong. You know, you cannot feel home in this place because verb cannot follow home. Number 3. An orphan is a child. Parents are dead. An orphan is a child whose parents are dead. Number 4. I don't know the names of the woman I met yesterday. I don't know the name of the woman whom that I met yesterday. Okay. Number 5. The bus which or that you are waiting for arrives at 5:30 p.m. Now exercise 3. Join the sentences using who, that, or which. Now number 1. A girl was in the accident. She is now in hospital. A man answered the phone. He told me you were away. A waitress served us. She was very polite and impatient. A building was destroyed in the fire. It has now been rebuilt. Remember, sometimes you have to write sentence in logic. For example, a girl is in hospital. A man answer told. Waitress served was impolite and impatient. A building was destroyed and then rebuilt. Remember. Now we work together. A girl, we underline noun and cross pronoun. So write the girl who or that was in the accident is now in hospital. Number 2. A man, underline man, cross he. The man, the man who or that answered the phone told me you were away. Number 3. A waitress served us. You see, a waitress, we underline she. Underline waitress and cross she. The waitress who or that served us was very polite and impatient. And number 4. The building which that was destroyed in the fire has now been rebuilt. Now exercise 4. The other sentences using who, whose, or which. I met Jane's father. He works at the university. We are moving to Manchester. Manchester is in the northwest. I will be staying Arian with I will be staying with Arian. His brother is one of my closest friends. Number 4, John Priest is one of my oldest friends. He has just gone to live in Canada. Now we work together. I met Jane's father. Jane, proper name, Crocky. I met Jane's father, Kammer, who works at the university. Number 2, Manchester, underline, cross. We are moving to Manchester's Kammer, which is in the northwest. Number 3, we will stay with Arian. His brother, Arian is proper name. So, I will be staying with Arian Kammer, whose brother is one of my closest friends. Number 4, John Priest Kammer, who has just gone to live in Canada, is one of my oldest friends. I think that now you can understand how to use racist clauses. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.